Listen closely. When an avoidant woman pulls away, you can't chase her back. You can't prove you're worth it by trying harder. You can't love her into feeling safe. And you can't fix her fear of getting close by showing her you're different from everyone else. But there's something that happens when you stop trying, something that quietly changes how she feels about you not being there. And when it does, she starts to feel what it's like to lose you in a way she never let herself feel before. Not because she suddenly changed, not because her fear went away, but because the thing she used to keep herself safe doesn't work anymore. Even if she said she needed space, even if she told you she doesn't do relationships, even if she acted like leaving was easy and she was already done. This video breaks down what actually changes things without begging, without sitting around waiting, and without losing your self-respect. When you get this, you stop trying to convince her you're safe. You stop trying to earn her time, and you stop letting how far she keeps you decide what you're worth. This isn't about games. This is about getting how avoidant women work, why she doesn't miss you like you miss her, and why that has nothing to do with if you matter. By the end, you'll see clearly what happens when you back off the right way, and why giving her space was never about giving up. It was about stopping the thing that let her stay cool with keeping you far away. When an avoidant woman misses someone, it doesn't look like what you think. It doesn't come from wanting you or feeling things for you. It comes from something breaking in her everyday life, something changed that doesn't keep her feeling okay anymore. You were part of a thing that gave her closeness without pressure, connection without promises, and someone to lean on without having to really let you in. When that thing ops working, she feels something's off. That feeling isn't love. It's feeling uncomfortable because she lost what worked for her. She doesn't sit around thinking about good times with you. She notices that the texts stopped, the attention stopped. The person who was always there just isn't anymore. What she feels isn't connection. It's like something got interrupted. You played a part in her life, not the partner part you thought you had. Once you see this, it gets easier to stop taking how she acts personally and stop thinking her pulling away says something about what you're worth. A lot of guys mix up drama with real closeness. Being with avoidant women can feel heavy because there's always push and pull. One day she's into you, the next day she's cold. There's confusion. She says one thing and does another, and your emotions are always going up and down. That drama tricks you into thinking something deep is happening. But drama doesn't mean real connection. It usually means things are unstable, you're anxious, and she has mixed feelings. When you leave, the drama stops, and that's what she reacts to. This is why being patient, nice, or understanding never changes anything. Those things need the other person to actually take them in the right way. With an avoidant woman, she can't do that or just won't. Your effort didn't fail because it wasn't enough. It failed because you were giving it to someone who couldn't meet you halfway. Another hard truth is that how she connects is based on what you give. She likes you while you're not asking for too much. The second you want more, need more, or expect more, she backs off. Then later, when you back off, she might notice you again, not because of who you are, but because of what's gone. This is why she seems fine at first, then suddenly hits you up later. That change isn't her growing, it's her feeling the loss of what she had. Getting what missing you really means helps you stop chasing the wrong thing. You stop hoping she'll suddenly get what she lost. You stop waiting for proof that it was real. The truth is simpler and harder at the same time. What she misses isn't you as a person. What she misses is what she got from you without having to really be there. When you leave and she looks calm, like she doesn't care, or totally fine, it can hurt worse than anything else. You might expect some kind of reaction, sadness, regret, or at least something. Instead, there's nothing. That silence can make you question everything. It can make you wonder if you imagined the whole thing. What you need to get is that this reaction didn't start when you left. It was already there. With an avoidant woman, keeping distance is there even when things seem close. She might have laughed with you, hung out with you, or told you things, but that doesn't mean she was attached like you were. The bond was surface level. You were there when it fit her life and ignored when it didn't. Leaving just makes that truth clear instead of hidden. Her not reacting isn't strength or her being independent, it's her shutting down emotionally. Avoidant people often shut down early and stay shut down even while they're with you. This lets them move on fast without feeling the loss. They protect themselves by not feeling deep, not thinking about it, and not sitting with hard feelings. That's why how she acts feels cold and out of nowhere from your side. You might think she doesn't care because she moved on quick or started talking to someone else. That doesn't mean you were nothing. It means she doesn't stop to feel loss. Feeling lost would mean facing emptiness, her own stuff, and being open. Avoiding those feelings is easier than dealing with them. So keeping busy becomes the automatic thing. This is also why you never get real closure. Silence becomes the ending. There's no talk because she doesn't need one. Once you're not useful anymore, talking ends. That doesn't make what you had meaningless. It means the relationship was never built on both people actually being there emotionally. Getting this helps you stop blaming yourself for how she reacts. You stop reading her being calm as proof that you didn't matter. You start to see it as proof of how things really worked. The lack of feeling after you leave isn't about you doing something wrong. It's about her not being able to connect in a healthy way. An avoidant woman doesn't feel lost the way you do. Loss for her isn't about missing a person or a connection. It's about seeing something is no longer in her control. When you stop texting back, stop explaining, and stop trying to fix things, something big changes. The way things worked that she counted on doesn't work anymore. Loss only hits when there's no way in, not limited ways in, not slow ways in, no way in at all. As long as she can reach you, she can still get what she needs. As long as you react, the connection still exists somehow. When reactions end, the usual pattern breaks. That break is what makes her aware. This is why long talks never work. Talking keeps the door open. Being honest about your feelings keeps the line going. Even getting mad keeps things connected. From where she's standing, any reaction means she still has pull. Real being gone isn't silence with feelings behind it. It's silence without any feelings attached. What makes this hard is that you want to be heard. That want comes from needing things to be fair and wrapped up. With an avoidant woman, those goals are one-sided. She's not looking for things to be wrapped up. She's looking to handle her own feelings, usually through other people. When that source is taken away, feeling uncomfortable shows up. That uncomfortable feeling is often mixed up with missing you. It's not wanting you. It's losing stability and control. She feels off because the thing she counted on doesn't respond anymore. This is the only way she feels something like loss, and it only happens when you're completely gone, not halfway gone. Getting this helps you stop trying to make her feel things and start focusing on staying away. You stop trying to be someone she can't forget. You just stop being around. And that being gone says more than anything you could ever say. When you stop showing up, it can look like a plan. From the outside, some people call it a move or playing games. Really, it starts as being tired. You hit a point where staying hurts more than leaving. Disappearing isn't about sending a message. It's about protecting your feelings after they've been messed with too many times. Protecting yourself doesn't need explanation. Actually, explaining usually makes it weaker. Each explanation opens the door to arguing, her denying stuff, or her flipping things on you. With an avoidant woman, protecting yourself isn't respected through talking. It's only respected when you actually do it. Silence isn't punishing her. It's just not engaging. A lot of guys struggle with this because silence feels wrong or mean. You might feel bad for not texting back or worry about being seen wrong. That feeling bad comes from training during the relationship where you learn to put her comfort over your. Stepping back breaks that habit, and that bad feeling is part of healing. Disappearing also lets your body calm down. When contact ends, the constant stress fades. You stop waiting for her mood to change. You stop getting ready for the next time she pulls away. Your body finally gets a break from being on edge. This calm isn't running away, it's recovering. When you keep this up, the old way things worked can't start again. There's no fight to pull you back in, no chance to talk yourself into another round. Being gone becomes steady, and being steady is what keeps you safe. This isn't about control, it's about choosing peace and keeping it. Rebuilding your life doesn't start with feeling confident or pumped up. It starts with small, normal things coming back. Your sleep gets better because your body isn't stressed all the time. Your thoughts slow down because you're not dealing with mixed signals anymore. This calm feels weird at first. You might even miss the drama. That doesn't mean the drama was good. It means your body is getting used to things. As everyday life becomes more steady, where you put your energy shifts without trying. You start putting effort into work, your health, and normal routines. Again, these aren't huge wins, but they matter. They give your days structure back. Structure makes anxiety go down. Anxiety kept you stuck on her approval. When structure comes back, that pull gets weaker. You start to feel more here in your own life instead of stuck in your head about the past. Talking to people who treat you right is another big change. These talks feel different. There's no pressure to be perfect, no fear of saying the wrong thing, no getting punished emotionally for having needs. Over time, this difference becomes obvious. You see how much effort you were putting in just to keep things okay. That seeing it clearly doesn't come from thinking. It comes from living something healthier. As your life fills with things that actually help you, her reactions stop mattering. You're not checking for signs anymore. You're not letting her attention or silence decide what you're worth. The confusion fades because there's nothing pulling you back into it. Being steady replaces feeling urgent. This is the point where not needing her starts to feel real, not forced. If she notices this change, the response isn't her getting close, it's her losing pull. She only has pull when how you feel depends on how she acts. When your life no longer goes around that connection, the pull disappears. That change, doesn't need a fight or explanation. It happens naturally when your attention goes back to where it should be. Sometimes she comes back after a period of silence. It might feel sudden and confusing. There's no sorry, there's no real explanation. Instead, there's a casual text, a friendly tone, or a hint that she's interested that feels familiar. This moment can catch you off guard because it brings back feelings you thought were done. It can feel like proof that you mattered more than you thought. This coming back isn't because she thought about things or changed. It usually happens when she's not sure she can when you stop reacting, stop reaching out, and stop organizing your life around her, something shifts. The certainty she once had dissipates. That loss of certainty is often what makes her reach out, not wanting to fix what broke. It's also common for this to happen when other people aren't giving her what she needs like they used to. Avoidant people need outside attention to handle how they feel about themselves. When those sources dry up or let her down, she looks back toward what used to give her stability. This doesn't mean you were chosen. It means you were remembered as available before. Her tone during this coming back can feel lighter or nicer than before. That change can trick you. It can create hope that things might be different this time. What's important to notice is what's missing. There's still no taking responsibility. There's still no seeing the harm done. Without those things, the pattern hasn't changed, only paused. This moment feels good because it touches an old wound. You might feel seen again. You might feel relief that you weren't forgotten. Those feelings make sense. They come from the part of you that worked hard to keep the connection alive. The danger is mixing up emotional relief with emotional safety. The two aren't best. See the same? When she reaches out, it works as a test. It checks whether she can get back in without effort. A response, even a polite one, can restart the whole thing. Silence or staying firm keeps the protection you worked to build. This isn't about winning or proving you're strong. It's about protecting the progress you made while you were gone. How you respond matters because it decides what happens next. Engaging brings the old cycle back. Holding firm lets it end where it should. Her coming back isn't a message about your worth. It's information about the pattern. Seeing it clearly helps you choose what happens next instead of repeating what already hurt you. At some point, focusing on whether she misses you keeps you stuck in the same place that hurt you. Your attention stays locked on her world instead of your own getting better. Even when you're no longer in contact, that focus can quietly control your mood and choices. Real progress starts when her thoughts, feelings, and reactions stop being the thing you measure yourself by. Freedom shows up in practical ways. You make choices without wondering how she'll take them. You stop going over explanations in your head. You no longer feel like you need to justify protecting yourself to anyone. How you feel becomes more steady because it's no longer shaped by sudden changes in someone else's behavior. This being steady isn't exciting, but it's solid. Needing someone who hurt you to miss you keeps the wound open. It puts getting better in their hands instead of yours. When you let go of that need, you take back control over your emotional life. You stop waiting for proof that never really comes. You start trusting your own experience, including the pain, confusion, and strength it took to walk away. Power comes back quietly. It shows up as trusting yourself. You believe your own gut again. You no longer question whether things were really that bad. You stop playing down what happened just to feel connected. This trust lets you move forward without carrying the past into every new thing. Getting better also changes what you look for in connection. You start to see being treated right, respect, and feeling safe as must-haves, not extras. You no longer mix up drama with closeness. You no longer accept relationships that make you shrink yourself to stay in them. This shift protects you long before you get attached. A healthy relationship will never ask you to disappear, shrink, or give up your needs to be picked. It won't need silence to keep peace or effort to get basic respect. When you understand this, the idea of being missed loses importance. What matters more is being present in your own life, steady in your values, and knowing that your worth doesn't depend on being missed by someone who couldn't treat you right. That knowing will shape every relationship you go into from here on out. You're not behind, you're not broken, you're rebuilding from something that drained you and that matters. Keep moving forward at your own pace. Stay grounded in what feels safe, and you're allowed to protect your peace and choose a life that doesn't need emotional pain to feel meaningful. If you've stayed through this entire video, it means something inside you is already changing. You're not just trying to understand her behavior anymore, you're starting to understand your own experience more clearly. You see now that what you went through was real, that the confusion had a reason, and that leaving wasn't a mistake. It was a needed step toward being steady. You didn't lose because you walked away. You picked yourself in a situation where staying meant slowly disappearing. Hat takes strength, even if it didn't feel like it at the time. Getting better doesn't happen all at once. It happens in moments where you choose calm over drama, clarity over confusion, and protecting yourself over old habits. The power you're building now is quiet but solid. It's being able to trust your own judgment again. It's being able to walk away without needing proof. It's knowing that your worth doesn't depend on being missed by someone who couldn't treat you with care. If you've watched until this point, thank you so much. If you'd like, please share your story in the comments below so we can connect and support each other. Thank you, everyone,